RPG 그대로의 RPG 불멸의 전사 2.
He actually advanced to the first round of Star League. Remember that before we were double elimination by cheesing innovation in 2 games with the Nidus Worm play and then like another Ravager push or something like that. Like he's very aggressive, very cheesy. I think he knows that oftentimes his opponents are better than him in macro and in late game, and so he comes up with a clever strategy that his opponents might not expect, and he kind of just cheeses them out in a best of 1. And if he can do that here again, even if he wins in the macro game, all he has to do is take 1 win, and CJ advances here. They take the win, 3-1.
And if not, they go to the ace match. I'm not sure who they're going to pick to bring out there. We're going to have to see. But this is going to be interesting. Now, will RagnaroK play his normal style? I think the answer is yes, but it's tough.
All right, let's take a look at the predictions here. This was not 100%, if I remember correctly. Yeah, actually,
nearly 100%.
Kanata is going to go for RagnaroK here. He's got some faith in our former TSL player, just like Yun. They come from the same background.
All right, guys, this is game number 4, RagnaroK against Kier. All right, in the bottom right, in the yellow, our Zerg player from CJ, it's RagnaroK. And in the upper left, in the green, Kier.
Now, based on the kind of storyline we were already building here, it's great to bring your family down to watch some StarCraft.
That's right. Future pro gamer there in the middle.
Yeah, that's right. StarCraft 3 pro gamer incoming. Now, with the cross spawns on Frost, if RagnaroK planned on doing a cheese, it's going to be a lot tougher at these cross spawns. Even getting Overlords in position for Nidus play takes longer, it's harder, easier to get shut down. So when you think about the map choice even to put RagnaroK on this map, probably thinking he wasn't going to be doing an aggressive play, because even if you spawn horizontally or vertically on this map and not, non-cross spawn, it's still a pretty long rush distance.
Yeah, I think RagnaroK would have preferred to be sharing like the top, or maybe not even be on this map at all.
Yeah.
Now this map does have some fundamental burdens for the Zerg. If we look at it, it really is very easily split up into quadrants. So the bottom right quadrant, which is for RagnaroK, only has about 4 accessible bases. I mean, taking a 5th for Zerg on this map is tough. So late game is going to be a problem that may make RagnaroK even more inclined to cheese.
Yeah, especially because if this game ends up, kind of with a stable mid-game for both players, the late game is likely because of the cross spawns. And if you look at the 5th base that he could potentially take like north of his 4th, it's so easily harassed. It's so close to Cure, and it's so far away from his 4th. Spreading creep up around this little curve backwards C, near where that base is right there, like above that 3rd base location, is kind of awkward. It's only useful for your base, but it's not an aggressive creep spread. You have to use a lot of APM for that. Definitely tough for late game Zerg on this map, absolutely.
This map is also a bit Nidus proof, I would say. It's pretty easy to hold off a Nidus for Terran, as long as you're looking for it. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, RagnaroK is definitely probably the player who's Nidus the most here in Legacy of the Void. But I think that's something that fades quite quickly as the meta gets more and more developed.
The strength of invulnerable Niduses was something that every Zerg player from every region used a lot. And we even saw, like, back in Katowice, foreign pros were still using it, but it's kind of faded out of the meta in general because Terrans know how to stop it. Now you just have enough units to where you burst it down once it's no longer invulnerable, once its animation's finished, and you can kill it. And, I mean, look at the positioning here for Curie. He already has a spotting SCV or a Marine patrolling the top right of his base.
Yeah, he wants to check for that. Yeah.
He's 100% ready. He knows what RagnaroK's playstyle is. He does research. He's ready and prepared.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I mean, this is going to be kind of a passive mid game because RagnaroK is not doing anything crazy yet, and we are
in fact, he's playing a very conservative game. We've seen him do a lot of cheeses, so we always want to highlight that first in case it does happen. Because he's known for doing that more than he's known for playing standard games. Kier right now has a bunker up. Kier, a very talented player. He's been ranked 1 GM in Korea multiple times. He's very solid. I think we just now kind of broke out of just being a good ladder player to being a solid tournament player.
Yeah,
so I think you're seeing Kira in his very best shape ever.
Yeah, exactly. Like I feel like he's finally starting to be respected.
If it was 3 months ago, this would have been much harder to call.
Yeah, 100% agree. As that Reaper's grenade timed out perfectly to hit that drone. Reaper will come in here and actually, I think, just barely get into the main. Yep, not going to see much. Sees a lack of gas. You know, it's only 1 gas, so that's pretty telling. Because he was able to see the third base and the natural were gasless. So that's going to make Kira feel even more comfortable here. And he's got his first 2 medevacs on the way very quickly, as our observer highlighted multiple times. It was a quick factory for double medevac pressure. So we're going to see some really aggressive drops early on. Poor Ling on the wrong side here as the SCV gets lucky. Going to have to run away or die.
All right, looks like he will take out that Zergling.
Dead.
And Kira's going to be expanding the creep. Now remember, guys, it's late game that Zerg could tend to have a problem on here. They can't expand as easily. 5th base, very difficult to acquire. Kira already moving out right now to do a push.
There are a lot of queens, but not a lot of lings, and not a baneling nest. So if he gets in a good spot with these Marines, it's going to be really tough to defend, actually. Stim is not quite done yet, but it will be very soon.
Now, no, Zerg has already gotten 1-1. He's going to drop these Marines out and start taking out creep tumors, just trying to push in here as much as he possibly can.
He's got a lot of queens, 5 of them, so, you know, if he targets on the medevac, there's no retreat for these Marines, and they also do decently well versus Marines with this many of them, with transfuses, and Kira will have to back off. Without Stim, it's just too tough to commit to a fight.
Okay, so he's going to loop around now. Coming over here to the bottom right.
Pretty impressive defense from RagnaroK so far. He's got Overlords in position, he's got his Lings in position here, and you know, he went for an aggressive 1-1, like you said, very greedy. He's looking for that late game. He's going to have a Baneling Nest in just a moment, so you know he didn't cut that out. Like he was greedy with how late he made it, but it's still safe enough with the extra queens he made and all the creep he's going to have. They're going to do a follow-up attack that looks like a follow-up drop rallied across.
Now let's see how effective this is. Remember, drops, it could be a double-edged sword. If you get the good connections and take out the medevacs, then Zerg's in the lead. Otherwise, Terran is in very good control of where your army is. It could oftentimes outposition you. Seems a little bit like Kier kind of playing like he's TY here.
Yeah, look at the second wave of drops that come out, catch these queens undefended as they're greedily pushing creep up here. A scan will eliminate, like, I don't know, like 9-10 tumors there. Huge win there. This, you know, Evolution Chamber set is out of position as well, or like undefended, I should say. Here come the Lings down. And because there's only queens as anti-air here, you can just keep flying around avoiding the ground army. The 1-1's about to finish, so that's going to make this a little bit easier, as you will have a full set of upgrades ahead. But Kure just keeps rallying Stim Marines and medevacs across the map. Combat Shield's about to finish, and his own 1-1 as well.
Yeah, 1-1's done, so these Lings are going to be a lot scarier. Able to really push back these drops pretty effectively. But Kure is staying with his style, doing a good job taking out the creep tumors. When the Lings are this strong, there's just not as much that you can do.
Yeah.
Third command center going to finish in a pretty timely fashion. He's going to move that over and take the third base while keeping the pressure on here. Zerg is going on to a fourth base. The fourth base, by the way, pretty far away from the second and third, which can be a little bit trickier to try to hold off. But so far, so good. RagnaroK is doing a great job keeping his Lings underneath these medevacs.
So much pressure being put on right now. He's going to have to split his Lings well, or he's going to lose something no matter what, right? Like, so I love this, targeting the medevacs. That's so important, but he runs down here. Lings are going to have to come back to the natural, but this fourth base is under attack as a result, and it's going to take a long time to send units over there. But look at this, look at the minimap. You can see RagnaroK is splitting his forces on both sides.
Oh, barely keeps that that alive. Actually does save that one Widow Mine. Continue to drop here, there, and everywhere. Takes out one medevac as the game continues on. Spire about to finish. We should have some Mutalisks be on the way shortly here.
Look at this, he loses this other medevac, he gets a queen for it, yeah, but RagnaroK secured a fourth base.
Yeah.
He's playing so well, he's got the upgrade advantage, 2-2 on the way.
He's actually got creep drop too at the other two would-be bases right now. So definitely really annoying here. And of course with the 1-1 Lings, he has to keep picking up. He's not able to secure the ground like he wants to. Creep finally dissipating over here. He'll be able to take his third now. But Zerg already has been double bases for a little while now.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with this hold. I mean, he has his Lings split in 3 different places.
Yeah.
He's really showing his multitasking prowess right now on the defense. Going Corruptors, kind of like what Dark likes to do. Going to help him against these drops. And, oh, hold that thought. Okay, nice pickups there. Not the quickest, but still decent. But the Corruptors are definitely going to make this drop play a lot tougher. He's not going to be able to be as liberal with them. He's really going to have to either commit or just stop dropping when these 7 pop out.
So, I gotta say, Wolf, this is not the game I thought RagnaroK was gonna play, but I am pleasantly surprised.
Same.
He is doing a great job moving around here, and you know what? Cure might have actually just fallen into a trap for the time being.
His boosters are on cooldown. As I said, if there's Corruptors here, you have to commit or get out, and he loses a medevac there. He's going to kill a gas here, which is a small victory. Cure is everywhere, but RagnaroK is too. Like, he's really not taking big damage from drops coming from 2, sometimes 3 different locations. I'm really impressed with his defense.
It's pretty stellar defense here from RagnaroK. Now, RagnaroK has not had the opportunity to have his own offensive plays, but he's actually deflecting everything Cure is doing pretty effectively. Now the game's going to start getting interesting. Zerg expands to the upper right, a location that's unlikely for Terran to scout, at least not accidentally. And if he can keep that for a little while here, he's going to be in great shape.
All right, Corruptors here again, going to make it so that every time you use the boost on the medevac, it needs to be,
to retreat. Yeah.
You can't actually use it to get the drop there faster, or the Corruptors will catch you and kill you.
Okay, great job. Takes out that Marine. Going to try to do an interception here. These medevacs are on the run right now.
This could be huge, and it is.
Yeah,
nice
good connection
there.
Okay, the Lings are coming up now. Again, these Lings just so strong. He picks up once again. I have to give some praise to Cure here. He's done an incredible job of keeping the medevacs alive, considering how difficult this game has actually been. Corruptor's going to pin this one up to the ropes and take it out.
26 kills on that.
Also, it's 3 bases to the Zerg's 5. The 5th base is almost done for Zerg.
Ultralisk Cavern on the way, and that's the real big game ender.
You can see Zerg has 1.3k gas, so he's got a pretty impressive amount that he could tech up to.
But he's 50 army supply down, and he needs to hold this attack, or the game ends. Like, this is Cure's moment to really swing the hammer and hit hard. A bunch of Banelings morphing in a safe location. He does catch a full drop, but still, this is a large Terran army that's already pre-split here.
Okay, this is actually a terrifying Terran army. Zerg was saving up to get those Ultras out, but the Ultras Cavern only just now about to complete, and that's already when the attack is in good position. He's got Banelings coming in though now. Banelings spilling in. We have Widow Mines being set off here. The Marauders taking the Baneling damage. Does Cure have enough? It seems like he does.
He just has way too much. There was just too much of a haphazard engage there. No Widow Mines cleared. And it starts to look like we're going to an ace match here. The Ultralisk Cavern done. He has money, but he doesn't have the time he needs.
This army was not going to be as strong until he had the Ultras out. The timing here from Cure was impeccable. RagnaroK was ready for the drops. He wasn't ready for the push, and that's how Cure closed this game out.
Very nice tempo play from Cure. And 3-3 is about to finish for him. Not that it matters. This game is certainly over, but he didn't even get Ultralisk out because of this immense pressure. Couldn't survive. And down goes the Ultralisk Cavern, and that's how he knows this game is over. And RagnaroK is just going to have to try to come to terms with it as these Marines just continue to rally across the map. Look at the mini-map. More and more Marines coming over. No way he can stop this. Attack speed finishes here for Lings, but it doesn't matter. He's going to type out GG.
GG. Jin Air evens it out. Guys, we're going to the ace match.
All right, well, this is what we expected today. I have to say, very impressive game from RagnaroK, though. Despite Cure's victory, that was a well-fought, nice, tight defense.
Yeah, that was like a new age RagnaroK, but you could see he knew what he needed to have to win the fight, but he couldn't get there in time. Cure was maxed out, had this push, had the good setup. No drops were not going to do anything in that game, but it didn't matter. It just did not matter. So we're going to be going on to the ace match. Who do you think they're going to pick? SOS here?
I think there's a high chance we see SOS Hero. Hero is almost, in my opinion, like it's a must-pick for Sejong as the final map.
Yeah.
Biel is the secondary choice.
But I think Hero so overshadows Biel right now, and has for a while.
He's got 10 wins. He's with his win today actually tied with Zest. Maru, ahead, so they're basically tied for second now. RagnaroK very upset with that loss, as you can see, because if he had just played a little bit better, it would have just won CJ.
But I gotta say, he played better than I expected. I thought we were gonna see some kind of cheese, and maybe it would work. Who knows? Cheese could sometimes win against anybody, but it was not the case. He actually had really good handling. That last game, Cure just very solid, very scary. So I guess the game right now inside this team versus team meta is going to be hard countering Hero.
Yeah, and I think SOS is your guy. Like, if it was up to me, I'd choose him here.
I would pick him.
He's
Maru can do it too, though. But
yeah, Maru's might be, like, he already played a match today. It was not an easy match. SOS has been resting. He hasn't been playing in individual leagues. I think it's going to be Hero versus Maru, Hero versus SOS. I'm going with SOS. I prefer him. Are you an SOS guy here or a Maru guy?
I'm always
here?
an SOS guy. Because of that guy winning way too much. All right, we're going to see who the picks are. Dun, 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 dun.
And this is
Dun, 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 dun.
this is like a
Dun,
really
dun, 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 dun. No, go ahead. Sorry.
a really telling moment, I feel, for Jin Air.
Yeah.
Who do they choose here? Who do they choose as their ace player? Because I think the reason why we don't see SOS in the regular lineup today is because they wanted to give
the other
Creator
players
and
more
Hyun,
opportunity.
yeah, exactly, an opportunity. They already secured first place.
You want to have a solid lineup with a bunch of good players. The only way to do that is give them experience, but they took a risk. Are they going to take a risk now? If it wasn't SOS, I would not be surprised if they picked, I don't know, maybe Cure or something like that, maybe Maru. But for CJ, I can only imagine Hero. If it's not, I'm going to be really surprised because they are so close to taking this home.
Yeah, it's so important for them for securing playoffs. Let's see who the players are. It is Hero versus Rogue.
Oh wow!
Not what I expected.
I was not even considering him as a factor. This is going to be interesting. This should actually be much closer.
Yeah, big risk.
Rogue
for Jin
has
Air.
had some ups and downs in the last few months as well here.
Have to agree. Wow.
Remember, if CJ wins this, Jin Air is no longer undefeated.
That's true.
All right, guys, we're going to go to a short break. When we come back, the ace match with CJ against Jin Air. Stay tuned.